In this video, we will take you through a real-life scenario of a school's earthquake response, highlighting the essential role of nurses during a disaster. You will witness nurses as they prepare the school community for an earthquake, respond to the shaking as it happens, and provide immediate medical care and emotional support afterward. From conducting search and rescue operations to offering trauma counseling, the video showcases the preparedness, professionalism, and compassion that nurses bring in times of crisis. Join us as we explore the critical roles nurses play before, during, and after a disaster, and see firsthand how being prepared can save lives and help communities recover. The scene opens in a school auditorium, where Nurse Dash and Nurse Chapet are preparing the students for an upcoming earthquake drill. Nurse Dash calmly explained the critical steps for surviving an earthquake, emphasizing the importance of staying calm and protecting oneself. Nurse Chapet demonstrates the duck, cover, and hold technique, ensuring students understand the physical actions required to stay safe during an earthquake. The session wraps up with a review of evacuation procedures, stressing the importance of staying away from buildings or trees once the shaking has stopped. At the Disaster Nursing Response Team's base camp, Nurse Dash receives an urgent notification from the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council. The message confirms that the Cotabato-Sindangan fault is shifting, signaling the likelihood of an earthquake. Dash immediately informs Nurse Chapet, and the two of them move quickly to coordinate their actions. Nurse Dash begins disseminating the warning to other agencies, while Nurse Chapet ensures that their emergency response bags are fully stocked and ready for action. Following this, Nurse Chapet sets out to inspect the first aid kits and disaster supplies at various schools within their area. He is accompanied by Nurse Abby, the school nurse, to ensure everything is in order. But as just they are in the middle of their inspection at one of the schools, the ground suddenly begins to shake. The unexpected tremors disrupt their checkup, and the nurses immediately spring into action. The school's classroom begins to rattle, with desks shifting and papers flying. The ground shakes violently, and chaos ensues. Instinctively, Nurse Chapet and Nurse Abby protect their heads, crouching down to cover themselves. Their first priority is to ensure the safety of the students. Nurse Chapet and Nurse Abby waste no time in separating to check on the students in different classrooms. Nurse Chapet rushes to one classroom, while Nurse Abby moves to other. As they enter, they immediately guide the students to take cover, calmly instructing them to duck, cover, and hold, the same procedure they had practiced during their earthquake drill. The students, though frightened, follow the instructions quickly, staying low and protecting their heads under their desks. Nurse Chapet and Nurse Abby continue to reassure the students, staying with them to ensure they remain safe until the tremors subside. Once the shaking stops, Nurse Chapet and Nurse Abby immediately began facilitating the evacuation process. Maki, the class president, quickly takes charge, heading to the door first to begin the head count of his classmates as they make their way to the safe zone. His calm leadership ensures that everyone moves in an organized manner. Nurse Chapet stays at the back, ensuring that no one is left behind. The students evacuate calmly, walking towards the designated safe zone outside the schools. As they make their way out, Seska, one of the students, stumbles and falls, injuring her right arm. Nurse Chapet and Nurse Abby immediately rush to her side, assessing the injury and providing first aid. They carefully help her up and support her as they continue walking to the safe zone. As they arrive at the safe zone, Nurse Chapet ensures that Seska is settled and monitored. However, Jahan and other students begin to show signs of distress. She starts hyperventilating, her breathing shallow and rapid. Nurse Chapet quickly approaches Jahan to offer reassurance and help her calm down. At this moment, Nurse Dash arrives in a safe zone, having rushed over with an emergency bag. Nurse Abby immediately calls out to her, explaining Seska's situation. Nurse Dash swiftly assesses Seska's injury, and applies the necessary first aid interventions and ensures that she is stabilized. Meanwhile, Nurse Chapet continues to support Chehan, guiding her through a breathing exercise to help alleviate her hyperventilation. He instructs her to breathe into the brown paper bag, helping to regulate her breathing. Once the initial evacuation is complete and the students are safely gathered in the designated safe zone, Nurses Dash and Chapet spring into action. Understanding the importance of ensuring that no one remains trapped or injured, the two nurses, together with other team, don their safety gear and prepare to conduct a search and rescue operation within the school. Equipped with their emergency supplies including first aid kits and communications tools, they enter the building, carefully navigating through the shaking aftermath to check each classroom. With every room they enter, they remain vigilant, checking for any remaining students, teachers, or staff who may need assistance. They assess the structural integrity of the building, making sure that it is safe to enter and proceed with caution. Nurse Chapet and Nurse Dash systematically clear each area, checking for injuries and offering immediate first aid when necessary. Thankfully, no one else is trapped or in critical condition, but their careful attention ensures that every individual receives the help they need. After completing the search and rescue operation, the two nurses return to the safe zone, where the students are beginning to recover from the trauma of the earthquake. Understanding that emotional recovery is just as important as physical well-being, Nurse Chapet and Nurse Dash immediately begin offering trauma counseling to the students. They gather the students in calm and quiet area and engage in open conversation, encouraging them to share their feelings and fears. As the students begin to express their concerns, Nurse Dash, Nurse Chapet, and Nurse Abby provide comfort, validate their emotions, and guide them through deep breathing exercises to help alleviate any lingering anxiety. They also encourage the students to engage in self-care practices and remind them that seeking help is a strength and not a weakness. The video closes by reflecting on the crucial role nurses play during disaster response, particularly in situations like earthquakes. Nurse Chapet and Nurse Dash demonstrate that their responsibilities extend far beyond physical care. They are also key emotional and psychological support providers for those affected by disasters. Their expertise in first aid, search and rescue, trauma counseling, and emotional support makes them indispensable during these critical times. Nurses are on the front lines of disaster preparedness, response, and recovery. Their roles require them to be not only medical professionals but also leaders, educators, and comforters. Being prepared before, during, and after an earthquake is essential, as it enables nurses to respond quickly and effectively to both the physical injuries and emotional trauma that can arise. This situation highlights the importance of having well-trained and ready nursing staff as part of any disaster response plan. Their ability to stay calm under pressure, provide immediate medical care, and support individuals emotionally is vital to the recovery process. Nurses like Chapet and Dash are true first responders who ensure the communities recover, rebuild, and heal physically and emotionally after a disaster. In conclusion, the role of nurses during disaster response cannot be overstated. They save lives, comfort the affected, and help communities to move forward after the national disaster. Their preparedness and dedication are the foundation of effective disaster response, making them essential to every disaster preparedness plan.